It's time for Dodger Baseball. Live from Dodger Stadium, Sportsnet LA presents the Dodgers as they take on the Miami Marlins. Hi, everybody, and a very pleasant Monday evening to you, wherever you may be. Dodgers and Marlins, they split 6 games last year. The Marlins come in third place, 5.5 games behind the New York Mets. The Dodgers in first place in the West, 4.5 games in front of San Diego. On the mound, first of all, it'll be Tom Kohler from Miami. He comes in with a record of 2-3, and he is 0-2 against the Dodgers here at Dodger Stadium. Zach Greinke on the mound with brilliant numbers. He is 21-4 in his career at Dodger Stadium. He is 3-0 against the Marlins. He is 5-0 beginning the year, and his record is 10-0 since the last time he lost a game in Milwaukee a good 14-15 starts ago. For the Dodgers, a record of 13-2, and they've won 9 straight series at home. The only Dodger team to win more than 9 straight, you'd have to go to Brooklyn back in 1955. That team won 11 straight in a championship year. So the numbers are certainly all in the Dodgers' favor. However, the Marlins started the year 3-11. They've turned it around, and they've won 12 of the last 18. So it's shaping up to be a good one. Pull up a chair, spend the evening with us. We've got a good ball game coming up and a whole lot more right after this.
players, a handful of them. We talk about Crawford and Puig and guys that we hope to see back in this lineup. And we talked to Don Mattingly earlier, and he was able to give us an update on a few of those players as we take a look at the Kerlin Jobe injury report. Kenley Jansen appeared in back-to-back games over the weekend for Rancho Cucamonga as he continues to rehab on his foot injury. And then Yasiel Puig, of course, underwent an MRI today after leaving the game Friday in Rancho. So the results have not yet been released, but hoping to hear some more on him tomorrow. Alana, we'll go back to you.
Your stadium breaking the seal on this homestand, a 3-game series with Miami, followed by a 4-game series with the Colorado Rockies. Zach Greinke walking out to the mound very much at home. His career at Dodger Stadium, 21 victories and only 4 losses. And Greinke trying to keep it going for the Dodgers, who arrive here with a modest 3-game winning streak and a great record at home. 13-2. They are so dazzling at home, you're inclined to forget that they do struggle a bit on the road. They did win 4 of 6 on the most recent road trip. Nevertheless, they're still 1 game under 500 on the road. But for Don Mattingly, no matter what seems to happen to the ball club, if Kershaw is off to a slow start, if Puig is down, if Real's shoulder is hurting, if Kenley Jansen is in here, you know the drill. Nevertheless, the ball club just continues to pay off. And one reason, it is such a well-rounded club. And that's the team that Mike Redmond will face. So the skipper, who had a great career with the Marlins, now is their manager. Here are the names on his card. The former Dodger, who'll ever forget him here, D. Gordon at second base, Martin Prado at third, Giancarlo Stanton in right field, Marcell Ozuna in center, Christian Yelich in left field, Michael Morse, you might remember he was with the Giants. Then you have J.T. Realmuto, followed by Adeiny Echeverria and Tom Kohler. And if you're watching on TV, Giancarlo Stanton, who's struggling a little bit. He was 0 for 8 Friday and Saturday so they sat him down in the most recent game in San Francisco. Both teams have to be thrilled to be playing here. The Dodgers, as you know, saw rain in Milwaukee and snow in Colorado. And the Marlins were saying the 4 games that they played in San Francisco, they were all frozen. Meanwhile, a welcome home to D. Gordon. On the board in left field, it says, "Thanks, D." And he is welcomed back, acknowledging the plaudits of the crowd, takes his helmet off. What a great kid he is. Could not be happier for anyone to see how he has excelled. D. Gordon is the league's leading hitter, batting .439, and he has stolen 12 bases already. So the left-hand batter checks in. Greinke's first pitch is a shot off the glove of Greinke, who feeds to Gonzalez in time for the out. We didn't have time to tell you that D. Gordon has hit that first pitch hard 31% of the time this year, and he banged that thing hard. Only a Gold Glove pitcher like Greinke could make that play. Otherwise, the ball's into center field for a base hit. One other note, since D didn't hang around, he has a 13-game hitting streak, and he almost extended it. So 1 away, and from D. Gordon to the veteran third baseman, Martin Prado. 1 out, first inning just starting. Prado, who has bounced around Atlanta, Arizona, and the Yankees even, off to a very good start with the Marlins. The veteran third baseman takes a strike, and they count 0-1. Prado comes in hitting .295. He has 2 home runs, 14 runs batted in. Greinke's slider is down and away, and a 1-ball, 1-strike count. So Prado, who has certainly battled the Dodgers a lot, he has a streak going. He's reached base safely 18 straight games. He shies away from a fastball in at the hip, and a 2-ball, 1-strike count. So Martin in and out of the lineup. Right-hand batter waiting, 2-1. Greinke looks into Grandal to get a sign. And the 2-1 pitch on the way. Fastball foul back. Greinke hanging around with that 92-mile-an-hour Swifty. Waiting on deck, Giovanni Stanton. Giancarlo, who, as you know, was seriously beamed last year, but has come back and is leading the league in runs batted in. He is 29. 2 balls and 2 strikes the count. Prado takes off the plate, ball 3. So 3-2 the count. So Greinke took care of Gordon on a hard comebacker. Now he goes 3-2 to Prado. Stanton, right-hand batter, waiting on deck. Greinke delivers 3-2. Ground ball to short. Up with it there is Jimmy Rollins. Guns it over in time for the second out. We take a look at the Dodgers with the 11. No dramatic changes. Pretty much the same cast. Gonzalez and Kendrick on the right side. Rollins and yesterday's hero Turner at third. Van Slyke, Peterson, Ethier in the outfield. Randolph behind the plate. Giancarlo Stanton, the big right-hand batter, local boy, tremendous power. And the first pitch to Stanton, he has a look and pays a strike. 0-1 the count. Stanton stands 6'5", 250 pounds, has a face protector left side of the face where he was hit by Mike Fears. 1 ball and 1 strike. Psychologically, of course, that has to help a great deal. It was a terrible beating that he suffered against Milwaukee. 1 ball and 1 strike the count. Giancarlo looks, and that's low, ball 2, 2-1. For Stanton, worked very hard during the offseason, working out 8 times a week with a husband and wife training team. The 2-1 pitch swung on and missed, 2-2. Among other things, he was running through the dunes of Santa Monica to a private gym in West Hollywood. One day, he and a couple of fellows drove out to Drake Stadium, home of the UCLA track team. He chases a slider down and away, and down he goes. So it's a 1-2-3 inning, as Zach Greinke walks off. Minimum number of pitches, and at the end of half an inning, it's Miami nothing and the Dodgers coming up. Side in order, so automatically and immediately he gives the Dodgers a boost. His catcher Yasmani Grandal sitting alongside of him, and they're both listening to Rick Honeycutt. Let's take a look now at the Dodger lineup coming up against Miami's Tom Kohler, and the names on Mattingly's card: Jock Peterson in center, Jimmy Rollins at short, Howie Kendrick at second, Adrian Gonzalez at first, Justin Turner at third, Grandal, the catcher, Ethier in right, Van Slyke in left, Greinke on the mound. Checking in, Jock Peterson, as Mattingly and McGuire look on, and Tom's first pitch, fastball strike on the outside corner. 0-1. Interesting note before we get deep into any of the players. It just happens to certain players, and what a load psychologically would be inside the head of Tom Kohler. The pitch to Jock Peterson, missing. Tom Kohler this year, in the first 3 innings, his earned run average is 2. In the 4th inning, his earned run average is 20. Peterson, a big swing and a miss, 1 and 2 the count. And then from the 5th inning on, his earned run average is 2.7. So that's a rather remarkable thing. And we will see what happens come the 4th inning. He's a big guy out of the Bronx in New York, 6'3", a good 235, 29 years old in June. Peterson holds up on a pitch high, and the count 2 balls and 2 strikes. Jock Peterson on a tear. Remember, he hit that big grand slam home run here at Dodger Stadium, joining Ken McMillan, Bill Buckner, Yasiel Puig. Now the 2-2 pitch, Jock fouls it away. Peterson, a pretty patient hitter, reflected in the fact he has walked 27 times. You don't see rookies do that very often. He's struck out 39 times, hitting .258. Now the 2-2 pitch on the way, and it's a breaking ball, strike 3 called. So Peterson is caught looking. Down he goes, and we have 1 out here in the 1st inning. We can take a look at the fish, as they call him, down in Miami. It's Morse and Gordon on the right side, Echeverria at short, Prado at third, Yelich, Osuna, and Stanton, and Real Muto behind the plate. Tom Kohler, a star pitcher, all-state in high school at New Rochelle, working now on Jimmy Rollins. Rollins hitting left-handed, first ball hitting, ground ball, great stab by Morse, throws to his pitcher, covering in time. Michael Morse taking an extra base hit away from Jimmy Rollins. The ball hit on his glove side, And Morse made a wonderful play. Otherwise, that's way down the line. Morse had a big grin, and I believe he said something to Rollins. He also whirled and spotted the throw perfectly to Kohler covering. So that was a great play. Remember, Morse played a lot of outfield for the San Francisco Giants. So Rollins losing a double at least. Big play by Morse. And the batter now, Howie Kendrick. 2 down, first inning, no score. Kohler's fastball, little low, ball 1, 1-0. Howie hitting .288, but almost 100 points higher at home. The 1-0 pitch swung on, big chopper to third, speared on the hop by Prado to throw him out. So Greinke made 12 pitches to retire the side in order in the first inning. And for Kohler, he does a little better. He uses only 9 pitches, and at the end of an inning, no score. Big play already by first baseman Michael Morse, taking away an extra base hit from Jimmy Rollins. So in the second inning, it will be Marcell Ozuna and then Christian Yelich, followed by Morse. And the pitch in for a strike, 0-1. Marcell Ozuna from Santo Domingo. You may remember a utility man, Pablo Ozuna. He's a cousin. Check swing on a pitch down and away, and a 1-1 count. Ozuna has hit as many as 24 home runs in the minor leagues, hit 23 for the Marlins last year, and took a while before he hit one this year. And he lifts one back at first down the line. Trio of Dodgers. Ethier is the man to handle it. And just like that, 1 out in the second inning. For the Marlins, they started off 3-11. They've turned it around. They're now 12-6. And for Mike Redmond, his team is 5.5 back of the New York Mets. Martin Prado looking on as Christian Yelich, local boy, checks in. Yelich had been on the DL, and I'm sure they're delighted to get him back. Left-hand batter and takes a strike. Yelich, Gold Glove in left field last year, went to Westlake High School in Westlake Village, committed to a baseball scholarship to the University of Miami, but then signed with the Marlins. Holds up on a change, in for a strike. Yelich, very much of a ground ball hitter. Here's the 0-2 pitch on the way. Christian chases one down and away and strikes out. Second strikeout for Zach Greinke, and the batter now will be Michael Morse. Greinke's incredible. You realize in his career here at Dodger Stadium he is 21-4. In his last 14 starts, his record over that period, 10 wins, no losses. He is 3-0 lifetime against Miami. Since he joined the Dodgers against the Western Division, he is unbelievable. He is 22-1. Fastball, check swing, swing, says first base umpire Bob Davidson. 0-1 the count to Michael Morse. Morse went to the Giants to provide some sock. Big right-hand batter. And he promptly bangs one into right field for a base hit. So Morse, who hit .279 last year for San Francisco, has now established a firm presence, first making a Gold Glove play on the ball hit by Rollins, and now a 2-out single to right. So Greinke pitching out of the stretch for the first time, and to the sixth hitter. Real Muto, JT, checking in, young catcher, last year's minor league player of the year for the Marlins. Right-hander looks at the first pitch, and that's a little low. 1 ball and no strikes. Real Muto from Midwest City, Oklahoma. Drafted in the 3rd round by the Marlins. 6'1", 215, 24 years old. Came up after about 20 games to establish himself. 1 ball and no strikes the count. We were talking how dazzling Greinke is against the Western Division. Next pitch in for a strike. However, against the National League Central, he struggles. 6 wins, 7 losses. Against the East, he's great again, 7-1. 1 ball and 1 strike to count. Morse off the bag at first. Greinke delivers, and that's swung on and fouled at the plate. Real Muto, R-E-A-L-M-U-T-O. Came up last year the 1st of June and got into 11 games. Very high on him. Though the young right-hand hitting catcher waiting. The old story, he has to prove he can hit. The 1-2 pitch on the way. Real Muto takes in the dirt. Nice save by Grandal. 2 balls and 2 strikes the count. Greinke trying to keep it going. Beautiful evening. Crowd sitting back enjoying the early minutes of what could be a terrific series. Now the 2-2 pitch on the way. Morse holds, and it's fouled away. Michael Morse does not do any running. The last time Michael Morse had a stolen base, you'd have to go back to 2011 when he stole 2. We'll check to see if somehow or other he was involved in a stolen base this year, and the answer is no. So you pretty much write him off. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The next one lifted in the air, going back to get it is Van Slyke. He's there now and makes a catch for the out. The Real Muto, a fly ball to left. No runs, a hit, a man left. And at the end of an inning and a half, no score. in attendance to receive a Clayton Kershaw bobblehead celebrating his historic 2014 season, presented by Coca-Cola. For tickets, visit Dodgers.com/promotions. Bottom of the second inning, no score in the ball game, and it'll be Adrian Gonzalez to lead it off. Gonzalez having an incredible year. I mean, he has done it all for the Dodgers. He leads the team in batting average, home runs, runs scored, RBIs, on-base percentage, and slugging. Probably most used towels as well, though it has been Adrian Gonzalez leading the pack. And the left-hand hitter takes off the plate, ball one. 1 ball and no strikes to Adrian, no score, bottom of the second inning. The numbers can mean something, and then they can come up and bite you. The 1-0 pitch fouled away. Take Tom Kohler. On May the 6th, the pitcher for Miami, Tom Kohler, was facing the Washington Nationals, and he was looking down at Bryce Harper. And in the past, Harper was 2 for 15 against him. That's all. 1-1 pitch to Adrian, change up, high ball 2-1. Well, in the second inning, Bryce Harper hit a home run against Kohler. In the third inning, Harper came up and hit a home run against Kohler. And in the fifth inning, Harper came up and hit another home run. 3 home runs, more home runs than he had hits. He was 2 for 15. Now suddenly he's 5 for 18, and a slugging average against Kohler of over 940. It'll show you what happens when a good ball player starts on a streak. Gonzalez takes a breaking ball low, and the count goes 3-2. Kohler, both feet on the rubber, looks down to get a sign. Comes back with a pitch, foul back. Kohler is very tough pitching out of a windup. A lot of pitchers lose something out of a stretch, but the opposition with no one on base hitting only .222 against him. Tom ready, and his 3-2 pitch swung on and fouled away again. As we mentioned, Tom Kohler pitches very well early in the game. Left-hand hitters, however, are hitting .297 against him, and all 7 home runs that he's allowed have been to left-handed hitters. 3-2 pitch to Adrian Gonzalez, swung on, line drive at the shortstop Echeverria, and we have one away. The hero, Justin Turner, coming up, the rather remarkable young man coming off the bench. Justin Turner having a brilliant year. Hit a big home run right to the center field wall and out. And then, of course, yesterday he came up and hit one to give the Dodgers a victory into the bullpen. His power is anywhere from left center to right center, and that's where most of his home runs go. So Turner, as he checks in, 5 home runs, 12 RBIs, and takes a strike. So when you look at Turner and the way he hits, 7 hits, no home runs to left, 4 hits, no home runs to right, 6 hits, 5 of them home runs, anywhere from left center to right center. 1 ball and 1 strike the count. So Justin batting .327, 12 RBIs, and a dynamite pinch hitter. 2 of his home runs coming off the bench. The 1-1 pitch, off speed on the inside corner. Good change by Tom Kohler. 1 ball and 2 strikes. One out, second inning, no score. And the 1-2 pitch down and away. 2-2 the count. We're in the bottom of the second inning, no score. Dodgers returning home would like to extend a 3-game winning streak for Miami after a tough series in San Francisco, trying to get well here. 2-2 pitch on the way, fastball foul back. One of the frustrating things, I'm sure, for the Marlins, and particularly for Mike Redmond, they have lost 17 games. And of the 17 games, the Marlins blew a lead in 10 of the 17. Here's the 2-2 pitch on the way. Turner takes in the dirt, and a 3-2 count. Hunter Wendelstedt, the plate umpire, with Bob Davidson, David Brackley, and Jerry Lane on the lines. Hunter, 16 years a big leaguer, knew his dad well. He was another great umpire. 3-2 the count. Turner waves at a pitch, doesn't get it. That's strikeout number 2 for Tom Kohler.
Catcher, number 9,
Yasmani Grandal coming up. A rather remarkable game on the road at Milwaukee when he had 8 runs batted in. Remember, he had that walk-off home run against Arizona in the 13th inning here to give the Dodgers the 1-0 victory. So Yasmani, batting left-handed, fouls the first pitch back, and the count 0-1. All 4 of his home runs hit left-handed. Last year he had 15 home runs, and all 15 were hit left-handed. 0-1 the count. Echeverria, the shortstop, over to his left to Bill to try to fill up the middle. And D. Gordon is on the rim, right on the grass at second base, practicing his swing. The 1-1 pitch, big slow curveball in for a strike. Good pitch by Tom Kohler. Tom went to college at Stony Brook. That college produced one other big league pitcher, Joe Nathan. Meanwhile, Grandal, after a breaking ball in the dirt, comes up empty, and that'll be that. 3rd strikeout for Tom Kohler. And at the end of 2, Miami nothing, and the Dodgers nothing. The Marlins down to the number 8 hitter, Echeverria, followed by Kohler and then Gordon. This is Cuban night, and Echeverria, 2 years ago at Philadelphia, he set a National League record for RBIs by a Cuban player with 7. He tripled in 3 runs in the very first inning, and later on hit a grand slam home run. So Yasiel Puig, I'm sure, is aware of Echeverria as the right-hand batter checks in, and the fastball swung on and missed, and the count 0-1. A Danny from Santiago de Cuba, originally signed by the Blue Jays, 5'11", 185, only 26 years old. Strike 1 pitch on the way is off the plate. Marlins put him to work in 2013 after he left the Blue Jays. He hit just .227, but last year he hit a very solid .276. The right-hand hitter swings a one-hopper at short. Rollins stays with it and throws him out. So Hechavarria, ground ball to short, one down. Tom Kohler, the pitcher, coming up. Kohler hitting less than 100, 1 for 11. Greinke into the windup here in the top of the third. No score. Starts him with a strike. And the count 0-1. Kohler, big right-hand batter. And the leadoff man, D. Gordon, on deck. Big swing and a mix on the next pitch. 0-2 the count to Kohler. While Kohler's up there, we ought to duck in a few things about Gordon, because as we said, he's become a first ball hitter. Strike two pitch, down and away. D. Gordon, among other things, over the last 2 years has had 28 3-hit games. Jose Altuve had 29, so D's really coming into his own. The 1-2 pitch on the way. Swung on and missed. Down goes Kohler, and here comes Gordon. Now remember, Gordon swung at the first pitch, hit a shot, and a Gold Glove pitcher was able to throw him out. Last year, D. Gordon really settled in. He was an all-star for the first time. He had 64 stolen bases. He had a total of 55 infield hits, and he's still very much doing that. And he had 64 stolen bases. So we'll see now as he checks in. Greinke rocks and turns, and the pitch to Gordon. He shows bunt, but instead just looks at the strike, and the count 0-1. Last year, he swung at the first pitch 21% of the time. This year, it's up to 31% and hitting the ball very hard. Strike one pitch on the way. D, a half swing foul. Ground ball outside of third. 0-2 the count. Remember last year, the youth that was in D. Gordon celebrating with the fans, and he was loving every minute of it. A great kid and acting like the kid that he is. By the way, no longer a kid, 27 years old, pulls one foul outside of first. 0-2 the count. D came in leading with that .437 batting average and a lot of good things. He has 13 infield hits. He has 6 hits on this count. No balls, 2 strikes. He takes off the plate 1 and 2 the count. He has the second highest number of hits when the game is late and close. In other words, the pressure base hits. He has 8 of those. And the 5th highest number of base runners scored. One way or another, he's gotten 17 men home. The 1-2 pitch, D looks down and away. 2-2 the count to D. Gordon. He is still very much of a ground ball hitter. So far this year, he's only hit 11 balls, fly balls in the air. 2-2 the count. No score, third inning, 2 out, and the pitch inside at the left kneecap, and the count goes 3-2. That's as hard as Greinke has thrown tonight. It was 93 miles an hour. So 2 out, full count. And of course, with Gordon, you're thinking if he gets aboard, it's almost like a double if he steals second. 3-2 pitch. Greinke delivers off the plate. Ball 4. So D. Gordon draws the walk. Gordon, as a great leadoff hitter, is not a particularly good leadoff man as far as getting a lot of walks. He had only walked 7 times, but he's aboard, so look out now. Greinke, right foot on the rubber, and Martin Prado checks in. Greinke looks over at Gordon at first, staring at him over his left shoulder, now to the plate, and he works it high. Ball 1. 1-0 the count. One thing, too, about Gordon, if he gets to second base, you have to worry about him stealing third. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Greinke very deliberate. Now works the hitter a strike, and the count 1-1. Last year, D. Gordon stole third base 9 times. So he puts pressure on you, and he would love to do that right now and distract Greinke. 1 ball and 1 strike. Throw to first. Gordon diving back. No score. Top of the 3rd inning. Dodgers have not had a base runner. Marlins have had 2, a 2-out single by Morse in the 2nd, and the 2-out walk to Gordon. The 1-1 pitch on the way. Greinke so deliberate. There goes Gordon. The pitch is low. The throw. Got him. Great throw by Yasmani Grandal. D. Gordon has stolen 12, and he's now been caught 7 times. So Gordon nailed on a great throw by Yasmani Grandal. Kendrick right at the other end of it to slap the tag on him. And we played 2.5 innings. No score. Greinke coming up. By the way, D. Gordon being thrown out for the 7th time by Yasmani Grandal. And remember how patient Greinke was. He'd go set and he would just hold the ball. And one thing, and Gordon I'm sure well aware of it, you don't run on Greinke. Ethier takes high, ball 1. In Greinke's career, the base runners have a slightly better edge. 54% successful. That's all. Only 6 stolen bases allowed last year, and Greinke's allowed only 1 stolen base so far this year. So Gordon, a great base stealer, thrown out by a pitcher who dazzles in stuffing the base running game. 1 ball, 1 strike. Ethier fouls it away. 1-2 the count. Andre doing a tremendous job whenever and wherever asked, and so really holding down right field while Puig heals. Here's the 1-2 pitch on the way, and it's low and inside. 2 balls and 2 strikes the count. We will mention it again. Remember, the inning that has really given Kohler a bad time is the 4th inning, and we're in the 3rd. 2-2 pitch on the way. Swung on and foul back. Some notes about Kohler, besides of how big he is and where he is. We gave you a few of them. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Ethier takes high, ball 3, 3-2. As we told you, left-hand hitters give him a bad time. They're hitting just under 300. He loses a lot when he has to pitch out of a stretch. High pop fly. It's on the left side. It'll be Hechavarria, the shortstop. So Ethier pops it up, 1 away. 7 in a row retired by Tom Kohler.
Number 33, Scott Van Slyke.
And Scott Van Slyke coming up. No score, bottom of the 3rd. The pitching for the series, Dan Herron against the Dodgers tomorrow night, so that'll be another interesting game. The former Dodger coming back. Garrett Cosart and Carlos Frias will be on Wednesday. The Dodgers not sure. They haven't announced tomorrow night's pitcher. Van Slyke, meanwhile, a strike. No balls and 1 strike. Scotty hitting .302. He's only had 2 at-bats against Kohler. One of them was a home run. Swings right through the pitch, and the count 0-2. So Van Slyke, another very valuable. This is a collection of valuable players. Considering all of the players who have been injured, this entire team has done it. Ground ball to short, gobbled up there by Hechavarria, and that's the 2nd out. So for Kohler, if the 4th inning is going to be a problem, he is certainly making the most out of the first 3 innings. He's retired 8 in a row, and now Zach Greinke. Because Greinke's a pretty good hitting pitcher. As you know, he's Cy Young winner. He's also a Gold Glove winner, and he's also a Silver Bat winner. Greinke this year, 2 for 15 with a double, a run batted in. Kohler's first pitch, fastball at the knees for a strike, and that's as hard as Tom has thrown. He's just hit 95. No balls and 1 strike. Cole already back off speed, a changeup high and inside. So he went from 95 to 79. Kohler's earned run average in the first couple of innings is less than 1. Fastball low. We mentioned he's 6'3" and a good 235. So a big man can throw hard, and so far has thoroughly mystified the Dodgers. No score in the game. The next pitch in there. 2 balls and 2 strikes the count to Zach Greinke. Zach back up. No runs, just 1 hit in the game, and that by Michael Morse. The next pitch is foul back. Greinke really taking a swing at that thing. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Greinke back up and waiting. Kohler with a new ball, and the 2-2 pitch on the way. Fastball fouled away. Still 2-2. We mentioned earlier, Kohler has allowed all 7 home runs to left-handers. Cole Hamels of the Phillies has allowed 8 home runs to right-handed batters. Meanwhile, the count goes 3-2 to Zach Greinke. Bottom of the 3rd, no score. Kohler has retired 8 in a row. He has struck out 3 of them. Here he comes 3-2, and it's off the plate. Ball 4. So Greinke battles 3-2, gets a walk, and the batter now will be Jock Peterson.
Number 31, Jock Peterson.
In looking at Kohler's work on that walk, he has struck out 26, and he has now walked 12. So a little better than 2-1. Peterson struck out in the first inning. So Greinke held on by Morse. Although with a left-hand hitter up, you wonder why. You know they're not going to run Greinke. Nevertheless, Morse holding him, trying to plug up the hole on the right side. So Gordon playing very deep. And the pitch to Jock, ground ball to the shortstop side, backhanded. The throw to first by Echeverria is in time for the out. What a tremendous play. They say he's one of the top shortstops in the game, and after looking at that play, you can understand why. Boy, he took a base hit away. It looked like he didn't have a chance. Backhanding it on the grass, the off-balance throw, and he still got it. And Peterson, as you know, runs well, and he's a left-hand batter. Wow. At the end of 3, no score. At 30 Highway MPG, this car was made for driving in California. Visit Dodge.com today. 4th inning, no score in the ball game. We've had 1 hit. That was a 2-out single to right field by Michael Morse, the first baseman for the Marlins. So 2nd time around now, and it'll be Prado, Stanton, and Osuna, the heart of the Miami lineup. Prado grounded to short in the first time. Probably bangs it on the line. Peterson, a diving, rolling somersault. No catch. He trapped it as he rolled over. And a good, quick call. Second base, David Rackley, the umpire, hustling out there to make the call. So Prado gets the base hit. We can look at it on TV. The backhanded effort, but it landed a foot or less, and then the ball came out of his glove for good measure. A diving try by Peterson. It's a base hit for Martin Prado. And that will bring up Stanton, who struck out in the first inning. So an all-out effort, as usual, from Jock Peterson. And hit number 2 for the Marlins. Stanton, big swing and a miss. And the count 0-1. Stanton has 7 home runs, 29 runs batted in. However, he has struck out 45 times. Giancarlo waiting, and the strike 1 pitch. Big kid swings and doesn't get it. 0-2 the count. Stanton usually wears the Dodgers out. He puts up great numbers against them. So they're pitching him very, very carefully. 5 home runs of his on the road. 5 of the 7. Strike 2 pitch on the way. Swings and doesn't get it, so Stanton strikes out a second time. That would be the 4th strikeout for Zach Greinke. So with 1 out, Osuna coming up. Marcell Osuna flied to right field in the 2nd inning. The fly ball to shallow right. Fastball fouled away. 0-1 the count. Osuna had a long conversation before the game with Jimmy Rollins. They never played together, but somewhere along the line they made contact. They look like they're good pals. Strike one pitch. That balances. 1 ball and 1 strike. Osuna, as we mentioned, hit 23 home runs last year. Slow getting off the mark this year, however. 2 home runs, 9 runs batted in. 2-1 the count. Greinke with that perfect 5-0 record, and the record 10-0 in his last 14 starts. With Prado at first, it's a hit and run count, 2 balls and 1 strike. Another thing you want to look up with Osuna, and he has struck out 33 times, so it's tough to put a hit and run play on with a fellow who makes contact a little rarely. Runner holds, of course. Ground ball to short. Rollins goes to Kendrick. Kendrick goes to Gonzalez. So that's what happens when you have a strikeout hitter. Sounds like an oxymoron. You don't play hit and run, and you have the double play ball. No runs, 1 hit, nobody left. At the end of 3.5 innings, no score. Thursday at 7:10, Dodgers and Rockies, and you pick up your Sandy Koufax pin. That'll be number 3 in the Cy Young Pin Collector Series, presented by 76. Visit Dodgers.com/promotions. All right, this is the time. The Dodgers will have Rollins, Kendrick, and Gonzalez. It is the dreaded 4th inning as far as Tom Kohler is concerned. Rollins robbed of a hit. Great play by Michael Morse in the 1st inning, taking at least a double away from him. So here we go. Seat belts, hard hats, and a strike. 0-1. Dodgers have already fouled off 12 pitches. Kohler's made 48. They've also had 4 3-ball counts. That's a strike. 0-2. Tom, as we said, great ERAs except for the 4th inning. An earned run average of 20 in this inning. And he immediately gets rid of Rollins. There you can see that 4th inning really jumps out at you. But he has started off on a high note with his 4th strikeout. And remember, he's not allowed to hit. Dodgers have had 1 base runner, and it was Zach Greinke who walked on a 3-2 pitch in the 3rd inning. That's a strike to Howie Kendrick. Kendrick grounded to third in the first inning, 0 for 1. At the knuckles. 1 ball and 1 strike. Fastball, 2-1 to count to Kendrick. Waiting on deck, Adrian Gonzalez. And late, and a fly ball to right, going back on the ball, and it's over his head. Stanton can make the catch. Into second base goes Kendrick for the Dodgers' first hit. To Howie, a drive to right. Stanton couldn't catch up to it. And now the batter is Adrian Gonzalez. They were playing Kendrick to pull, though that was a bit of a surprise. Stanton reaching up, never touched the ball. By the time he played it off the wall, an easy double for Kendrick. So hit number 1, wouldn't you know it would happen in the 4th inning. And here's Adrian Gonzalez. Echeverria directly behind Kendrick to cut down his lead. And an off-speed pitch for ball 1. Adrian Gonzalez having such a remarkable year. In his career, his line drive rate 23%. This year, his line drive rate 35%. Strike. The Howie Kendrick coming up with his 9th double over the head of Giancarlo Stanton. No score, bottom of the 4th. Echeverria directly behind Kendrick, can't take much of a lead. 1-2. Dodgers 4.5 games in front of San Diego. They have a 3-game winning streak. And the Marlins are in 3rd place in the Eastern Division, 5.5 games behind the New York Mets. 1 ball and 2 strikes, 1 out, no score, 4th inning. And a drive to center, but coming up to play it on a hop, and they will stop Kendrick at third. So Gonzalez hits one right on the screws. Line drive single to center. So first and third, 1 out, and the batter Justin Turner. Got a curveball, and Adrian just went down and straightened it out. So Gonzalez lined out to short and singles to center. You just wonder why. I mean, do you think it's psychological now? Where Kohler every game, he dreads the 4th inning? I mean, he had great stuff. Faced only 1 man above the minimum. Faced only 10 batters in 3 innings. Now a double and a single. And here is Turner. No score, 4th inning. And ball 1. On deck, Yasmani Grandal. Turner last year with 2 strikes on him hit .299. He was a great hitter with runners in scoring position, and he's even better this year. .467. 1 ball, no strike. Little roller. The shortstop Echeverria to second for 1. To first way too late. Kendrick scores, and the Dodgers pick up a run. Nice try, said Tom Kohler, but the Dodgers get the run. Ball would not hit that hard. Echeverria, he's really something to watch. Wow. So they got 1. Gordon stayed at the bag, took the brunt of the hard slide. 1-0 Dodgers, 4th inning. And here's Grandal. Off speed, ball 1. So Turner credited with a run batted in. Dodgers lead 1-0 in the 4th. Fastball picks it up at 92. Randolph struck out in the 2nd inning. Howie Kendrick delighted to be back in the dugout to catch his breath. 2-1 the count to Grandal. Turner at first, held on by Morse. Dodgers have 48 home runs already. Miami has 18. And ball 3. Dodgers have hit 25 of their 48 home runs at home. They're on a pace to set a record for 135 home runs at home. You'd have to go back to Brooklyn to find a team that hit a lot of home runs at Ebbets Field. One year that 55 club hit 119. Whoops. There's ball 4. And the tortures of the 4th inning, whatever it is, with Tom Kohler. Of course, realistically, it's also the 2nd time around. So the Dodgers 2 hits and a walk. Mike Redmond making a few notes. Chuck Hernandez is pitching coach. And here's Ethier, who popped up in the 3rd inning. 2 on, 2 out, 1-0 Dodgers in the 4th. And ball 1. Tomorrow night, the Dodgers will see former teammate Dan Haren. Haren is off to a tremendous start. Dan is 4-1 and a great earned run average of 2.6. Dodgers have not announced their pitcher. We did see Mike Bolsinger up here taking BP before the game, but there's no announcement. 1-1. Carlos Frias will be pitching Wednesday. 2 on, 2 out, 1-0 Dodgers. Beaten foul into the dirt, 1-2 the count. No update. You might have read or heard Yasiel Puig had an MRI on the hamstring area. Usually they tell us that you have to wait a day before you can get a report, so we can just wait. Meanwhile, Puig, as usual, having fun with life, talking to Adrian Gonzalez. 2-2. So deuce is wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out, 2 on. 1-0 Dodgers. And Ethier trying to keep it going. Slap foul. Boy, did he. They have an expression grammatically incorrect, but in baseball you can understand it. You talk about waiting on a pitch. Sometimes you wait and wait and you're very late, and that's what happened to Ethier. Just did get a piece of that. Turner at second, Grandal at first, and a high fly ball to deep right field down the line. She is foul. Boy, so near and yet so far. Ethier just missed. All eyes were on Bob Davidson, the first base umpire. And when a ball is hit like that, that's the best thing to do. Just keep your eye on the umpire. And it just kept hooking foul, but it didn't hook so much that you didn't wonder about it hitting the foul pole, but it didn't. So Ethier comes back, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. 1-0 Dodgers in the 4th. It's the nightmare 4th inning for Tom Kohler. And got him on the outside corner. And after just missing a home run, Ethier strikes out. 5 strikeouts for Kohler. Dodgers get a run, and at the end of 4, lead 1-0. Of it. Dodgers take a 1-0 lead. One other note about Tom Kohler in the 4th inning. It's a good thing he's not listening, because I'm sure he's heard it enough times anyway. First time through the lineup, the opposition hitting 154. The 3rd time through the lineup, the opposition hitting 259. But the 2nd time in the 4th inning, the opposition is hitting 373, and 4 of the 7 home runs that he has allowed have occurred in the 4th inning. Christian Yelich struck out in the 2nd inning. Yelich from Westlake on the DL, coming back nicely. 2-0 the count. Yelich just came off the DL Friday, just in time for the Giants series. Right. So Greinke has been given a run, and the Dodgers lead 1-0 in the 5th. Ground ball, but right to Kendrick. One away in the 5th inning, and Michael Morse coming up.
Number 38, Michael Morse.
Morse made a wonderful play on Jimmy Rollins' ball, taking a double away from him. Of course, Morse has good genes. Among other things, his mom was a professional tennis player. Right, 0-1. Michael's a big man, 6'5", and a good 230. He had 16 home runs, 81 runs batted in with the Giants, and Greinke will throw him out. Two down in the 5th inning. Looking back at the game, Morris had a 2-out single in the 2nd inning. D. Gordon walked with 2 out in the 3rd and was thrown out trying to steal. And Prado led off with a single. and Osuna hit into a double play. So with 2 out, 5th inning, Marlins yet to get a man to second base, and the Dodgers lead 1-0. Foul ball down the line, out of play. JT Realmuto, first name J stands for Jacob. Realmuto, Oklahoma boy, and probably bangs it into right field for a base hit. So for Greinke, he gave up a 2-out single to Morse, a 2-out single now to Realmuto, and a leadoff single. Echeverria batting .306 and absolutely dazzling as a shortstop. He has the highest number of RBIs with men in scoring position and 2 outs. That's the toughest spot to be in. Fly ball to right field. Ethier's there. So no runs, 1 hit. Marlins still have not gotten a man to second base, and at the end of 4.5 innings, 1-0 Dodgers. On your Toyota dealers. Save big on any 2015 Camry now at the Toyota Time Sales Event. And by Jack in the Box. Jack's hottest sandwich is back. Head to Jack in the Box for Jack's Blazing Chicken Sandwich. Bottom of the 5th inning, 1-0 in favor of the Dodgers. That was a 1-out double by Howie Kendrick. He hit the ball over Giancarlo Stanton's head in right field, and then Gonzalez singled him to third, and the run scored as Justin Turner hit into a force play. So the Dodgers trying to add to it. As usual, the damage occurred against Tom Kohler in the 4th inning. And now let's see if he picks up. He retired through 3 innings, faced only 10 batters. Ball 1. Tom almost got out of the 4th inning unscathed. There's a drive to the gap in left center. There's nobody there. It was over the wall. And on his way into second base with a double, Scott Van Slyke. Scotty's 5th double. And he has a chance to visit with D. Gordon. Fastball gave him a chance to extend his arms, and he is so strong. So bad location for Kohler, good location for Van Slyke. Second Dodger double. Remember, Kendrick had one in the 4th inning. So now Greinke. They look bunt. They bring up Morse and Prado. Zach shows bunt and gets it down. The play is to first base. So Greinke comes up with his 3rd sacrifice. Van Slyke is now at 3rd, and that leaves it up to Peterson and/or Rollins. 1-0 Dodgers, and Greinke sets him up to pick up another. Peterson struck out and was robbed on a magnificent play by Hechavarria, the shortstop. The infield is up. Peterson, as we mentioned earlier, has been pretty patient as a leadoff man. 27 walks. He has 1 sacrifice fly, and ball 1. Dodgers trying to win their 10th series at home. Foul ball, 1-1. No Los Angeles Dodger team ever won 10 series in a row at home. And yet here's Mattingly, game 1, leading 1-0. Bottom of the 5th. Zach Greinke, as usual, has been terrific, allowing just 3 singles, has not allowed a runner to get to second base. 1-1 to Jock Peterson. Peterson with 9 home runs, 19 runs batted in. One and two. Justin Turner knocked in the run. 2-2. Waiting on deck, Jimmy Rollins. Fouled upstairs. Couldn't get around on a fastball. That fastball really ate him up. Now Kohler has made 80 pitches, and through 5 innings, Greinke has made only 60. Just missed. Well, that was a very patient hitter to take that pitch with 2 strikes. Just checking the count, 3-2. Got a little bit of it, fouled it off. Off speed pitch. One run, 3 hits, no errors for the Dodgers. No runs, 3 hits, no errors for Miami. Scott Van Slyke at third with 1 out. Peterson trying to pick him up, and the infield is up. Ground foul by Davey Lopes. Oop. Well, it's the first game after a road trip. She's a little rusty. Three and 2. And ball 4. Three walks given up by Tom Kohler. along with his 3 hits allowed. He has struck out 5. Remember, we mentioned earlier he has trouble pitching out of a stretch compared to pitching with the bases empty, where he goes into his windup and gets his full body in it. So first and third, still only 1 out. The infield goes back, hoping to get a double play ball. And here's Jimmy Rollins. Robbed of a hit by Michael Morse and struck out. And ball 1. One ball and no strikes. And ball 2. So Cola now is struggling. He's actually following the script. It's rather remarkable. Chuck Hernandez will go out now and visit with him to see if he can settle him down. Everything has gone according to the reports. He had a strong 3 innings. The 4th inning has always been a nightmare for him, and sure enough, that's when he gave up a run. We mentioned that he struggles out of a stretch, and that's exactly what happened in the 4th, and it's happening to him in the 5th. Nick Massett, a right-hander, gets up in the pen. Well, there's Massett getting ready. Kohler's pitch count now has jumped up to 86. He's made 14 pitches so far in the 5th inning. Given up 3 hits, walked 3, struck out 5. And Rollins trying to come up with a big hit here. 2-0. Jock Peterson has stolen 2 bases, but he's also been caught 3 times. (2-0). And a drive to right. Stanton going back, reaches up, makes a wonderful play, tagging up, and they're going to double up Peterson at first, and the run does not count. A great play by Stanton, and they double up Peterson. And Stanton, who had the ball go over his head, the one hit by Kendrick, makes a big play on Rollins. And at the end of 5, it's still 1-0. And Mattingly apparently hold everything now. Mattingly is going to find out about that play at first. Jerry Lane is the crew chief. Mattingly asking Jerry to check the other umpires. The issue is not settled yet. So Peterson going on that line drive, and it looked like it was going to clear Stanton, and instead Giancarlo made that great stabbing catch, turned it into a double play. Play is still under discussion on the field, and apparently here's another look. That part's no doubt. Now it's the play at first base. And they're not going to protest it. We'll be back. Sixth inning, still 1-0 Dodgers. Tom Kohler, the pitcher, takes a strike. So what Miami is doing, they're throwing their gloves at the Dodgers. You had that splendid play by Michael Morse in the first inning, a dazzling play by Echeverria, the shortstop, and now that great play by Stanton in right field. Three big plays. Echeverria, who sitting on the bench behind Osuna and others. Little ground ball to short, backhanded by Rollins. One away. Greinke so far is following the commandments of the pitcher, getting the leadoff man. This is the sixth inning, 5 of the 6. He's gotten the leadoff man. Only the fourth inning did Prado lead off with a single. So here's D. Remember, he has a 13-game hitting streak, robbed of a hit by Greinke and walked. First ball swinging, backhanded by Gonzalez. Say, friends, you know, on the next Backstage Dodgers, follow along as outfielder Yasiel Puig goes on a minor league assignment with the Rancho Cucamonga Quakes. Plus, we'll travel with the team on the road to Milwaukee and Colorado. So don't miss Backstage Dodgers Thursday at 5:30 only on Time Warner Cable Sports Net. 2 out, 6th inning. Here's Prado, who grounded to short, single to center. And a strike. Prado makes a lot of productive outs. He doesn't just make outs. He'll advance the runner, even score the runner. Second highest number of the so-called productive outs. He has 7 of them. He's the only leadoff man through 6 innings to get aboard against Greinke. 1-1. Wow, good hard slider. That looked like a knee-high fastball, and it was off the plate by the time it got up there. 1-2. Got him. Fastball inside corner. That would be the 5th strikeout for Zach Greinke. Prado's not happy on the call. And at the end of 5.5, it's still 1-0 Dodgers. along with Willie Mays, Willie McCovey, and Orlando Cepeda. All three would go into the Hall of Fame, and their best pitcher, Juan Marichal. But the Dodgers had Sandy Koufax, and what Sandy did was turn in the second of his 4 no-hitters. When you look back at it, maybe the only surprise is Sandy struck out only 4 in pitching that no-hitter. Let's go back to this one. Of course, the Dodgers eventually won the pennant over the Giants and then defeated the Yankees in a sweep. 1963. Wow. One ball and one strike. Kendrick grounded to third and then doubled over Stanton's head in right field and eventually came around to score the run. The Dodgers were fortunate. Turner just did miss hitting into a double play to end the inning. Stayed alive going after that pitch. Looked like it might have been low out of the strike zone, but he went down to get it. Kendrick, Gonzalez, and Turner due up here in the 6th inning. So that low fastball, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Kohler's made 93 pitches, counting that one. Rather remarkable for Greinke. In his 6 innings of pitching, Greinke has made only 69 pitches. He's had 3 innings in a row where he's made only 9 pitches in each inning. 2-2. And ball 3. Kohler has walked 3. Well, aren't you something special? My first Dodger game. Well, hooray for you. That's a foul ball down the line. 1 run, 3 hits for the Dodgers. No runs, 3 hits for the Marlins. Kendrick, 3 home runs, 16 RBIs, hitting .292. Fastball, a chopper to Hechavarria. Low throw, nice play by Morse.
Number 23.
1 away in the 6th inning. Adrian Gonzalez singled in the 4th inning. That kept his streak alive. He has now hit safely in the 11 straight. Adrian has been giving the Marlins a bad time over the years, especially here at Dodger Stadium. 7 career games against the Marlins here. He's hitting .321 with a double, 2 home runs, 8 runs batted in, 4 scored. 0-1. Another big difference between Kohler and Greinke, besides the pitch count, and it's one reason there's such a big difference. The Marlins have fouled off 7 pitches against Greinke. The Dodgers have fouled off 25 against Kohler. 1-1. Fastball out of the strike zone. You know how they chart players so closely. You know what Gonzalez is hitting against fastballs? .435. Fastball. 435. Adrian batting .379 for the year. Fastball. Playable. And it's Yelich. So Gonzalez, long fly ball to left center, 2 down. And the batter now will be Justin Turner. The only difference in the game, the Marlins missed making a double play. They didn't have much of a chance. With 1 out back in the 4th inning, Kendrick doubled over Stanton's head. Gonzalez singled to center, Kendrick taking 3rd. And then Turner hit a ground ball to Hechavarria. They turned 1, but they couldn't turn 2. Tom Kohler said to Hechavarria, nice try. And it was a great try, but they couldn't get the DP. The Dodgers got the run, and here we are. That's the difference. Turner struck out and then hit into the 4th plate. 2-0. And ball 3. Grandal waiting on deck. 3-0 the count. Would they let Turner swing 3-0? Nope, it's ball 4. Four walks given up by Tom Kohler. Grandal has struck out and walked. Grandal has already made his presence known in the game. That was in the 3rd inning when D. Gordon took off for second base and Grandal threw an arrow down to Kendrick, and Gordon was nailed for the 7th time this year. No doubt about that. Grandal, with a little 6-game hitting streak, has struck out and walked. And ball 1. Talking about the differences between Greinke and Kohler. Greinke walked Gordon. That's his only walk. Kohler has walked 4. Greinke's had only 2 3-ball counts. Kohler has 8. And then, of course, the difference in the foul balls, where the Dodgers have fouled off over 25 now. Otherwise, Kohler's pitching a gem. Down 1-0. 1 ball, 1 strike. Little ground ball. Who's going to get it? They're going to leave it to Gordon, and he makes the play. Wonderful play by D. Gordon, because that was no man's land. He's laughing about it. That was a terrific play. Watch this. Behind the back to Morris. How cool is that? And at the end of 6, 1-0 Dodgers. life for exciting performance and surprising offer. Shop at ChooseNissan.com. And by DraftKings. Play daily fantasy baseball for free on DraftKings.com. Use promo code BLUECREW for free entry. As we go to the seventh inning, Giancarlo Stanton, then Marcell Ozuna, and Christian Yelich. Seventh inning, 1-0 Dodgers. Greinke has made 9 pitches in each of the last 3 innings and has made a total of only 69 pitches through 6 innings. One ball and no strikes. Greinke's going to take a little bit of time. Didn't like the idea that pitch got away from him, and of course knowing that Stanton had been seriously beamed, which is why he's wearing that protection attached to the helmet, and Greinke's not ready. That bothered him, I'm sure, a great deal. It was not a pitch he meant to make. Giving him a little extra time, a beach ball in right field. Looked like that upset him a little bit. One ball and no strikes. Checked for a strike. 1-1. Giancarlo Stanton, he has the second lowest rate of groundouts to fly balls. Tremendous power. Big chopper, so we say he doesn't hit ground balls, and he does immediately. One away. Marcell Ozuna flied to right, grounded into a double play. So again now, in 6 of the 7 innings, Greinke's gotten the leadoff man. One nothing Dodgers, 1 out, 7th inning. And a towering drive back to left center goes Van Slyke, and watches this go into the seats. And all of a sudden we have a 1-1 tie as Ozuna hits his 3rd home run of the year. Boy, that was a monster shot halfway up the pavilion. For Greinke, that would be only the 3rd home run that he's allowed this year. Take another look. It was a fastball, belt high out over the plate. Ozuna certainly knew what to do with it. So we have a 1-1 tie in the 7th. Ball 1. So Ozuna, with one swing, balances the books. Yelich up there 0 for 2, but he has the count his way. 2 balls and no strikes. And that's going to go down the line, foul and out of play. Christian Yelich made his major league debut in July of 2 years ago. He went 3 for 4. 3 singles, drove in 2 of the Marlins' 4 runs. Great way to start. His uncle won 2 Rose Bowls as an offensive lineman with UCLA back in the 80s. And his mother's grandfather was the late Fred Jerke, a halfback for the old Cleveland and Los Angeles Rams. And it was Gerke who designed the horns of the Ram that they wear to this day on the helmet. Christian Yelich, wonderful background. He was the Marlins minor league player of the year a couple of years ago. 3-2. And he promptly hits one into left field for a base hit. So with a minimum number of pitches, Greinke was just sailing along. He had that fastball get away to Stanton, and all of a sudden something seemed to happen to him. Don't forget, Saturday at 4 o'clock, the Dodgers are going to celebrate their 65 World Championship. There'll be an old-timers game with some former Dodger greats, so you can be one of the first 40,000 fans and receive a 1965 World Series replica ring presented by Security Benefit. So be sure to visit Dodgers.com/oldtimers. 0-1 to Michael Morse. So Stanton grounded to third. Osuna hits the home run. Yelich promises with a single. And we're all locked in 1-1. Foul back. Little footnote, asterisk footnote on Marcell Osuna. He hit the first pitch for the home run. Going into the game, he was 1 for 9 putting the first pitch in play. But tonight, magic. Oh and 2. We were talking about innings with Tom Kohler. So you look at Greinke, brilliant in the first 3, even better than that the middle 3, and then tires, whatever, in the 7th on. Fastball slapped into right field. So Greinke now has given up 3 hits in a row, a home run and 2 singles. Morse is 2 for 3, and the batter is J.P. Realmuto. Honeycutt on the phone. Hard to say that Greinke was tiring, because going into the 7th inning, he had only made 69 pitches. Adam Liberatore gets up in the Dodger bullpen. In looking, Greinke has had 5 starts in a row where he's made over 100 pitches. The most against the Giants the end of April, 110. But here he was sailing along 69 pitches. That one pitch, you'd have to ask him, that one pitch, remember that was at Stanton's head for ball 1? I don't know, we could be seeing things sitting up here, but it looked like it bothered Greinke that he came so close to hitting Stanton again. And following that, he got Stanton, and then Osuna hit the first pitch for the home run. Yelich singles to left, more singles to right. Only 1 out. Foul ball down the line. Jacob Tyler Realmuto out of Oklahoma. Realmuto was a standout quarterback. Besides being a very good baseball player in high school. One and 2. Realmuto had to make a decision because he was offered a scholarship to Oklahoma State. Pretty tough to walk away from that, but he took the bonus. That was 5 years ago, and here he is. On deck, Hechavarria, who's terrific with runners in scoring position. Another foul ball. That's going to wind up back in the stands. We mentioned earlier that Hechavarria has the highest number of RBIs with men in scoring position and 2 outs. Well, there's 1 out right now. We have a 1-1 tie here in the 7th inning. Yelich at second, Morris at first. 2-2. By the way, Greinke is due to bat third when the Dodgers come up in the bottom of the 7th inning. He has made 18 pitches in this inning. In the first 6 innings, the Marlins had only 7 foul balls against Greinke. They've had 5 in this inning. In the dirt, goes to the backstop, and in a moment, second and third. So we'll wait on the scoring. Greinke coming into the game had 2 wild pitches. And he's down and dirty, and that just got away. It'll be a wild pitch. That will be his third. So the Marlins now not only have tied up the game, with 1 out, they have runners at second and third. The Dodger infield is halfway. First base open, the young catcher at the plate, and a very tough hitter after that. 3-2 to Realmuto. Fastball is low and a check swing, ball 4, and the bases are loaded. And now maybe as tough a guy as there is in the lineup for the Marlins coming up on the check swing for ball 4. Hechavarria has grounded to short, flied to right. He's hitting .351 with runners in scoring position. The Honeycutt going out. Liberatore's been throwing in the bullpen. Kohler, the pitcher, would be due up next, but Ichiro Suzuki is out on deck. Let's take another look. We have a minute. Remember, I thought that Greinke was upset over this pitch. The last thing he wanted to do was hit Stanton. And it seemed to me that something happened to him after that pitch. He just wasn't the same. He got Stanton, by the way, on a ground ball, but then Osuna hit the first pitch for a home run. Yelich flared a single to left. Morse single to right. The wild pitch put runners at second and third. He walks Realmuto. And now all of a sudden he's fighting to stay in the game and keep the score tied. So here's a very, very tough hitter in this spot. Curveball, and that's hit to left. Van Slyke makes the running catch. Tagging up, coming to the plate. He is out at the plate. There'll be an argument on this one. Hold everything. No chance that they will let that go by. Mike Redmond is standing in front of the dugout. Here's the throw by Van Slyke. Yelich tags, tries to tag with the hand. Hunter calls him out, and Yelich is saying no way. Take another look. Look at the hand. Can't see the tag there. But Mike Redmond is out on the field waiting to get confirmation. We're still waiting. Wow, that's close, isn't it? Tag on the shoulder, hands on the plate. I think Greinke said time's up. That's what they did. Yep. Time was up. Van Slyke will get a great throw to the plate, and the Dodgers and the Marlins are tied up 1-1. We'll be back. In the inning, but he's already made a gigantic play on that fly ball by Echeverria, and the great throw to the plate, the tag by Grandal as Yelich tries to get in underneath with his left hand. Tag on the shoulder, and right there to make a very tough call, Hunter Wendelstedt. Boy, is that tough. Can't tell whether the tag was on the shoulder at the time or not, but Hunter was in a great spot to see it. So Van Slyke gets a great assist. Randall a big out, and it's 1-1, bottom of the seventh. Ethier fly ball to left field, carrying deep, but Yelich on the track, and the Gold Glove makes the catch. One away. So Ethier, who missed a home run and then struck out in the fourth inning. Yelich, who thought surely he had scored, but it's still 1-1 in the seventh inning. Nick Massett, who was born in St. Petersburg, went to the community college, picking up for Tom Kohler. Fastball strike. Massett, 6'4", 220. He'll be 33 in the 17th. Originally drafted by the Rangers. He was with the Reds, the White Sox, and the Rockies. One and one. Bad ball. Scotty chases it. 1-2 the count. Van Slyke doubled in the fifth inning. And remember, in that fifth inning, that's when Rollins hit the fly ball to right, and Peterson was doubled up trying to get back to first. Rollins robbed twice tonight of base hits. Once by Morse, and then that big play by Stanton. Chris Heisey comes out on deck, and Heisey, who's been up and down with the Dodgers this year. Heisey will be batting, obviously, for Greinke. 1 out, 1-1, bottom of the seventh. Greinke wearing the helmet and the bat in his hand. That's foul ball. 3-2 to Scott Van Slyke. 1 run, 6 hits for the Marlins, 1 run, 3 hits for the Dodgers. We've had some great defensive plays. Fastball. The game started with Rollins losing a double on a wonderful play by Michael Morse at first base. Peterson was thrown out on a dazzling play by the shortstop, Echeverria. Then you had Rollins hitting that ball over Stanton's head, and Stanton turning it into a double play, throwing a strike before Peterson could get back to first base. And then Van Slyke's throw to the plate, the tag by Grandal, Yelich out, and we're still 1-1. And meanwhile, that's going to be a base hit. So Scotty is 2 for 3. Yelich overruns the ball, and Van Slyke is into second base safe. So Van Slyke will get a single, I'm sure, and they'll charge Yelich with an error. In his haste, Heisey was going to come up, but Alex Guerrero comes off the Dodger bench. Take another look at the play. The single will have Yelich in a hurry and had it get away. And Van Slyke is able to just beat the throw. So the Dodgers get a big break in a game that has seen so many marvelous defensive plays. It'll be something if the error by Yelich figures prominently in the outcome. That's a Gold Glove left fielder out there. So Alex Guerrero will be hitting for Greinke. Dodgers led 1-0 since the 4th inning. Marlins tied it in the top of the inning. In the bottom half in the 7th. Greinke's record, can't lose it. He could pick up a win. Ball 1. Alex Guerrero, 6 home runs, and he's only had 40 some odd at bats. 14 home runs. He's a miracle man coming off the bench. Guerrero is 4 for 8 with 2 home runs and 5 runs batted in as a pinch hitter. Two and 0. And ball 3. Tom Kohler pitched a great game, got into trouble as he usually does in the 4th inning, and sure enough, that's when he gave up the run. But that was the only run he gave up. Greinke went 6 without allowing a run, gave up 1 in the 7th. 3-0 the count to Guerrero. And they let him swing, and he pops it up. Echeverria goes out to make the catch. Well, I guess that's what you get, going 4 for 8 with 2 home runs as a pinch hitter. They let you swing 3-0.
Number 31, Jock Peterson.
So 2 out, and Jock Peterson struck out, lost a hit on a good play by Echeverria, walked and was doubled up on that great play by Stanton. Neither starting pitcher can lose. Greinke still has a chance to get a win. Remember, he came in 5-0 and 10-0 in his last 14 starts. And that's going to go up the middle. Here comes Van Slyke, the throw offline. And the Dodgers lead 2-1, and Greinke could now get a win. So Jock Peterson delivers to drive in Van Slyke. And remember, Van Slyke only scored because of Yelich error on his base hit. just under Massett's glove. And here comes Van Slyke. The throw by Osuna up the line. But it's the error by Yelich. That's the big difference now. And for Jock Peterson, that's his 20th run batted in. Isn't that baseball for you, though, in a game that has featured so many wonderful defensive plays? And there goes Peterson. Throw is there waiting for him, and he's out easily. Well, we've seen so many wonderful defensive plays. Would it not be something if the game is decided because of that error by Yelich? All we do know, a run is in, and at the end of 7, 2-1 Dodgers. Home run by Osuna. He had Kendrick's double, and then he scored. He had Jock Peterson coming up with that key base hit in the 7th to drive in a go-ahead run. We've had some dazzling plays by Stanton, by Morse, by Van Slyke. And what we want to do now is wait and find out about the condition of Jock Peterson. Stan Conti going to check his left knee. He went in somewhat awkwardly on that slide. For a moment, I thought that Echeverria's tag was between the legs, and that might have shaken him up right up there. But it was the knee. Don Mattingly is out there checking. All right, Jock will bite the bullet. Adam Liberatore will take over for Zach Greinke in a very tough game. The Dodgers 2 runs, 5 hits. Miami 1 run, 6 hits. So Liberatore has to hold on to a tough lead, and look at the opposition's average. .037. Liberatore has faced 27 batters. He's retired 26 of them. 1 base hit against Adam, and that's it. Ball 1. Jeff Baker batting for Massett, putting up pretty good numbers, hitting .286. That's on the corner. Jeff Baker was born in Germany, Bad Kissingen. He went to Clemson University, and he lives in Virginia. Been around a long time. Jeff spent a lot of years with Colorado and he also played a couple of years with the Cubs. And then the last few years, he's been a traveler. The Cubs, the Tigers, the Braves, the Rangers, and now the Marlins. He lived in 9 different cities growing up. 2 balls, 1 strike. 2-2. Jeff's dad was assigned by the U.S. Army to install missile defense systems in Abu Dhabi, the capital of the Emirates. Soccer was big in the desert, but baseball wasn't. Well, Jeff's already had quite a life. He'll be 34. Off speed, the change missed. 3-2. Waiting on deck, D. Gordon. Three and 2 to Baker. Fastball. Yasmani Grandal. Let's take another look at what happened to him. That just hit hard and got him high up on the right side. Right there on the shoulder. Wow. Baker waiting until Grandal says he's ready. 2-1 Dodgers, top of the 8th inning. See where he sits, way down in there. Foul back. Jeff Baker's parents, both college graduates. And when he was at Clemson, he had a 3.1 grade point average. His mom went to Morehead State, and his father, the U.S. Military Academy. Three and 2. High fly ball down the right field line, slicing. Ethier in the corner, a leaping try, and disappears. Wow, what an effort. Let's see if he's okay. So Andre Ethier, a tremendous effort. And Baker will have to come back. Watch this. Up the ladder, on top of the fence, and over you go. Wow. My goodness. Thank goodness he's okay. So are the ladies. He's going to land right on top or between them. Whew. Too close for comfort. All right, a great effort by Andre Ethier. Still 3 and 2 to Jeff Baker. This is a great game. Jeff Baker, no doubt, idolized his father, and his father was very interesting. We told you his dad went to the military academy. He earned a master's degree when he graduated from West Point. He got the master's degree from Arizona State 11 years after getting his undergraduate degree. So he has that stick-to-itiveness about him he got from his dad, but down he goes. While you're watching Andre Ethier on that ball, watch this. Up he goes. He's not going to catch it. We're thinking he's going to land on the lady. And look at the ball. It just grazed in foul ground. Almost hit it. I mean, you hit the pole. It's a home run. So it was a great effort by Andre. And the Dodgers really dodged a bullet there. Well, here's Gordon. The corners are well up. First ball swinging. That's D. 0-1. Gordon hit back to the box. Walk. Thrown out trying to steal. And grounded out. And 0-2. The paid attendance tonight 44,941. 44,941, and they are witnessing a terrific game. We've had dazzling defensive plays, a clutch home run, a big error, and a high fastball, and down goes Gordon. So Liberatore comes in and strikes out 2. And the batter will be Prado. Look at this fastball just sail up and out. That was 95 miles an hour. The so-called high hard one. And D came up empty. He had only struck out 16 times. So a great job for Liberatore to come in to strike out 2. Chris Hatcher will now be asked to get Prado, and we'll be right back. Your Southern California Kia dealers. Visit mysocalkia.com to learn more. Tough ball game continues. It's baseball's answer for sure to push against shove. Now Chris Hatcher is asked to get Prado. It's another amazing appearance for Adam Liberatore. Liberatore made 13 pitches. He had to make 10 of them to strike out Baker, and then 3 more to get Gordon. So Liberatore, since coming up, has faced 29 batters, and 1 has reached a single. He's gotten all the others. So Hatcher trying to get Prado in the 8th inning. Ball 1. Well, it should be a wonderful series, and it's a great game 1. In the Dodger bullpen, Paco Rodriguez begins to loosen up. But he's a long way from being ready. That's a strike. Prado grounded to short, single to center, struck out, 1 for 3. The starting pitchers gave it quite a battle. Tom Kohler was brilliant, except the 4th inning, where he gave up a run. Greinke was even better, and then gave up a home run in the 7th inning. Again, I don't know if Zach would even talk about it, but I just had the feeling that when Greinke's fastball came that close to hitting Stanton, all of a sudden everything changed. 1-2 to Hatcher, working on Prado. Martin singled, opening up the 4th inning. Fastball hit down the line. Ethier coming over, has a play. So the Fish go down in the 8th, and we're heading for the bottom of the 8th inning. Dodgers 2, Marlins 1. Will be very busy. They open up with the Miami Marlins, and they still have tomorrow night and Wednesday afternoon. Then here come the Colorado Rockies for 4, and by the time the Dodgers finish on Sunday, they will then prepare to go out briefly for 3 in San Francisco, and they'll come back here to play San Diego and Atlanta. So a lot of baseball. Hope you'll be out there to enjoy it. Sam Dyson, the 3rd pitcher coming in for Miami. Sam lives in Tampa. He was originally drafted by the Blue Jays, went to the University of South Carolina. He had been originally signed by the Washington Nationals, took the scholarship to SC, meaning South Carolina, and then eventually went with the Blue Jays. Came up to the Marlins 2 years ago, and again last year. Last year, he had a fine ERA, 2.1. His ERA right now, 2.8. And a strike to Jimmy Rollins. Rollins has lost 2 extra base hits tonight. He had a ground ball to the gloved side of Michael Morse. Morse was able to make a great stop and feed the pitcher. Otherwise, the ball's down the line for at least a double. And then in the 5th inning, Jimmy hit the ball over the head of Stanton, who made that leaping catch and doubled up Peterson trying to get back to first base. Off speed. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Dyson was a freshman All-American at the University of South Carolina, but then he had surgery, a torn labrum in the throwing shoulder. That'll do it for Rollins, and we have 1 out in the 8th inning. By the way, when the Marlins come up in the 9th inning, Giancarlo Stanton, Marcell Ozuna, and Christian Yelich, the numbers 3, 4, and 5 hitters. So don't go wandering off. Dyson, good fastball. 4-seamer, 2-seamer. There's a curveball, slider, and a change. Howie Kendrick grounded to third, doubled, and scored a Dodger run and grounded out. In there. 1-1. Dyson in the fall of 2010 had Tommy John surgery. 1-2 the count. Off speed, charging, third base Prado to make the play. 2 down. MLB.Premium TV, the #1 live streaming sports service, celebrating 13 years. Watch every out-of-market game live or on demand in true HD on over 400 mobile and connected devices with real-time highlights, live look-ins, pitch tracking widgets, and so much more. Blackout restrictions apply. Visit MLB.TV for details. Well, we're in the bottom of the 8th inning with 2 out. The Dodgers leading 2-1. And ball 1 to Adrian Gonzalez, who singled, sending Kendrick to third. And Kendrick scored as Turner hit into a force play. Adrian lined out to short and also flied to left. Way out in front. Down in the Dodger bullpen, they've used Greinke to start, then Liberatore, Hatcher, and now Yimi Garcia. 1 ball and 1 strike. Two and 1. Dyson trying to get the third out in the inning. High fly ball down the left field line, but it is slicing and going just foul. Though Adrian back to try it again. He has 9 home runs, 29 runs batted in. Take a look on the swing and see that back foot twisted the ankle right there. He's okay. I guess he didn't fight it. He felt it slip and he just went down like a folding chair. Two and 2. Fastball missed. Wow, 98. Well, Sam really cut one loose there. Isn't that amazing? You have Tommy John surgery and you clocked at 98. Took a lot off that. 10 miles. Three and 2. Sam Dyson went to high school in Tampa, Jesuit High. That's a school that produced, among others, Lou Piniella and Al Lopez. Little chopper. Here's Gordon. Tricky hop. He makes a good play. So, okay, we have 8 innings in the books, and it's a bestseller. Dodgers 2, Marlins 1. Dodgers. 1 run, 6 hits for the Marlins. We've had some splendid plays, but it is ironic that the difference in the game is an error after all the dazzling defensive plays. Talking about dazzling defensive plays, how about the Dodger pitching? Liberatore came in. He has now faced 29 batters in the big leagues, and he's allowed 1 hit. Hatcher came in to get an out, and now Yimi Garcia. Now, Garcia has faced 52 batters. He's retired 44. He has walked 4, and he's allowed 4 hits. So the batting average against Garcia is .083, and he has 23 strikeouts. Here's Stanton, struck out twice, grounded to third. And foul back. 0-1. Giancarlo hitting .242, 7 home runs, 29 runs batted in. Always a threat to hit him out. Stanton last year, 37 home runs, 105 runs batted in. Slider fouled away. The key base hit tonight turns out to be the single by Jock Peterson in the 7th inning that scored Van Slyke, who had reached second only on the error by Christian Yelich. It's funny. Remember, Peterson won 9 games without getting any kind of a hit except a home run. And Stanton strikes out a 3rd time and goes 0 for 4.
Number 13.
That was 95 miles an hour as Yimi puts him away. Now the batter, Marcell Ozuna, flied to right, hit into a double play, and hit the first pitch for a home run against Zach Greinke. So look out for the first pitch here. Big slider, ball 1. Ozuna has 3 home runs, 10 runs batted in. That's a strike. 1-1. Remember when the game started, the Dodgers had 48 home runs and Miami had only 18. Ozuna's home run was number 19. Fastball at 94. 2-1 the count. Fastball but missed. 3-1. Garcia has walked 4 and struck out 24. Waiting on deck, Christian Yelich. And ball 4. So the tying run is aboard. Ozuna is 1 for 2 for stolen bases. And here's Yelich. Yelich struck out, grounded out, single to left, was out at the plate on the fly ball caught by Van Slyke. And of course it was Christian's error that's really the difference in the game now. Dodgers in 1-run games have won 4, but they've lost 5. They've won 3 out of 4 at home and they've lost 4 out of 5 by 1 run on the road. Remember the Dodger record at home prior to tonight, 13-2, but they're 1 game under 500 on the road. And a drive to left, going back is Van Slyke to the track at the wall, gone. Home run for Yelich, and the Marlins have turned it around. So Christian Yelich, whose error looked like the difference in the game, now it's his bat that looks like the difference in the game, and the Marlins take a 3-2 lead.
Number 38, Michael Morse.
This crowd of 44,000 stunned. 2-run home run by Christian Yelich, and the Marlins lead 3-2. And remember, local boy from Westlake, and just got off the DL Friday. A first pitch home run, just like Osuna's. And a strike. Michael Morse, single to right, hit back to the box, single to right again. When the Dodgers come up in the bottom of the 9th inning, they are due to send up Turner, Grandal, and Ethier. So Yelich out at the plate on a bang play, could stroll home now. One and two. Garcia's earned run average was 0.6. And that the first home run that he's allowed this year. 2-2. And that's a line drive base hit to right. Morse's 3rd hit tonight. Michael goes 3 for 4. All 3 hits going to right field.
Number 20, JT Realmuto.
Realmuto flied to left, single to right, and walked. Steve Cishek, who is the closer now that the Marlins have a lead. Cishek throwing in the pen. He could not close the game yesterday against the Giants. We mentioned way back at the start of the ball game. The Marlins have lost 17 games going into this game. 10 of their defeats were games where they actually had a lead. 1 ball and 1 strike. In the Dodger bullpen, J.P. Howell loosening up. Took a lot off that pitch. 1-2. 3-2 in favor of the Marlins. Dodgers led 1-0. Marlins tied at 1-1. Dodgers led 2-1. And the Marlins have untied it. 3-2. Fastball hit the center for a base hit. So Garcia, for the first time this year, experiencing troubles. He's given up a walk, 2 singles, and a home run. Echeverria, the shortstop, coming up. Adebayo has grounded to short, flied to right. Then he hit the fly ball to Scott Van Slyke. Yelich tagged up from third. We had that eyelash play at the plate, and Yelich declared out. All right, Honeycutt's delivered the message. Echeverria 0 for 3. Ichiro is out on deck, making his second appearance in the on-deck circle, but he's yet to be in the game. There's Ichiro. Ichiban, number 1. Two on, only one out. Foul ball off first and going out of play. 44,941. Dan Herron tomorrow night for the Marlins. Danny Echeverria, brilliant young shortstop. Fastball, that's going to go out of play. 0-2. Dodgers began the night 4.5 games in front of San Diego. In case you wonder, San Diego was not scheduled. So the Dodgers either pick up a half or lose a half. Marlins began 5.5 back of the Mets. And ball hit to left, but Van Slyke is there. Runners have to hold. So 2 down, and Ichiro coming up. They figured if you added Ichiro's base hits in Japan as well as here, he has hit a staggering, well over 4,000 base hits. To be exact, 4,145 career hits, with 2,867 of those hits in the major leagues here. One ball and no strikes. Suzuki married a pretty famous sports broadcaster in Japan, but they came here to Los Angeles to get married before going back to Japan because there was massive publicity about the marriage. Suzuki is 41. He'll be 42 in October. Hit foul down the line. The name Ichiro, interestingly enough, was chosen by his father, and Ichiro means first boy, even though in actuality he was the second son born. And ball 3. Ichiro with the Mariners, back in 2004. He hit 372. He's hit 352, 351, 350. And he draws the walk. So Ichiro pinch hits, gets the walk for Yimi Garcia for the first time this year, experiencing a rough pinch hit for the starting pitchers. He has given up a walk, a home run, 2 singles, and another walk. And Mattingly's making an even sadder walk to the mound, and we'll be back. for the young man up until tonight, which also brings up the point that Kenley Jansen is getting closer to joining the club and taking up his old role of being the closer. So the Dodgers look to J.P. Howell to try and get an out, get out of the inning. It's 3-2 in favor of Miami, and old friend D. Gordon up there with the bases loaded. Gordon is 0 for 3 with a walk, was thrown out trying to steal, swinging at the first pitch every at bat except this one. Gordon against left-handers in his young career, he was hitting .267, but this year against left-handers he's hitting .433. The corners are up in case D tries to lay one down. 2-0. Three to 2 in favor of Miami. They've come from behind here. A 2-run home run by Christian Yelich. Christian relieved. His error really hurt for the moment, but now the home run has washed that away. 2 balls and no strikes. And a strike. Gordon hit back to the box. That was a hard hit ball. The Gold Glove of Zach Greinke prevented it from going through, and Zach threw him out. Then he walked. Then he grounded out to Adrian Gonzalez, and last time up struck out. Morse, Realmuto, and Ichiro out on the lines. Foul ball. 2-2. When the Dodgers come up in the 9th inning, they are due to send up Turner, Grandal, and Ethier. And if anybody gets on, Van Slyke. Two balls, 2 strikes. Breaking ball hit in the air. Van Slyke has to go back to get it and makes the catch. So Gordon, a fly ball to left field. However, the Marlins get 2 runs, 3 hits, and leave 3. And we go to the bottom of the 9th. 3-2 favor of Christian Yelich in Miami. The disabled list Friday was really involved in the game. First of all, Scott Van Slyke hit a ball into left field for a base hit. No reason for the hurry, but it got away for an error. allowing Van Slyke to reach second base. And then in the 9th inning, it was the home run with a man aboard to turn the game around and give Miami the 3-2 lead. So it's been an up and down game for Christian Yelich, and right now it's up. 3 runs, 9 hits for Miami, 2 runs, 5 hits for the Dodgers. Steve Cishek coming in. Cishek 1 and 2, and the closer with a shocking earned run average over 8. He's allowed 13 hits in 12 innings. He's walked 7, struck out 13, had 1 getaway against the Giants. Foul ball, 0-1. Justin Turner tonight struck out, hit into a force play. Marlins failed to turn a double play, and the Dodger run scored way out in front. And then last time up, Justin walked. Cishek standing on that 10-inch mound. He's certainly big enough. He's 6'6" and about 217 out of Falmouth, Massachusetts. Snakes that pitch, 1-2. The last couple of years, he's got a great save percentage, over 92%. Little pop fly into right field. Coming up for it to put it away is Stanton, and we have 1 out in the 9th. So Stanton made that big play in the 5th inning. Took a run off the board. Grandal struck out, walked, grounded out, 0 for 2. Grandal with a little 6-game hitting streak. And a strike. One ball, 1 strike. Cishek's 28 years old. 2-1 to Grandal. Andre Ethier waiting on deck. Dodgers, remember, have a record of 13-2 at home. They come in with a little 3-game winning streak. Ball 3. Three and 1. And all of them off the plate. So with 1 out, the Dodgers get a tying run aboard on the walk. Remember, the Marlins had a game getaway yesterday with the Giants. They've had 10 leads that they have blown. P.K. Hernandez will now run for Grandal. And the batter is Andre Ethier. Ethier popped to short. Just missed hitting a home run in the 4th inning and struck out. And then last time up in the 7th, fly to left field. Fastball down and away. He tried to keep the ball away from Grandal and walked him. And he starts Ethier away. a good breaking ball, late breaking too. 1-1. And another one for a strike. So he seems to keep the ball away and then run it on that outside corner. He hasn't really come in on a hitter. 1-2. Fastball right over the plate. 1-2 the count. Tying run, Hernandez at first. 1 out in the 9th. And that's going to be into right center. Base hit. Hernandez will stop at second. Quick recovery by Osuna. Wonderful play by the Miami center fielder. So first and second, 1 out. And again, I'm sure the Marlins are saying, oh great, we've lost 17 games, 10 of them were blown leads. Here's Osuna, comes up firing. First and second with 1 out in the 9th, 3-2 in favor of Miami. Scott Van Slyke now up there. Scotty has doubled and singled. And ball 1. Chris Heisey, who had been out on deck earlier, is back on deck again. One ball and no strikes. Hernandez at second, Ethier at first. And a high fly ball into deep left center. Back goes Osuna. Gone! Boy, it was a remarkable game and winds up a heartbreak for Cishek and a remarkable finish for Scott Van Slyke. Van Slyke had a single double home run with 2 men aboard, threw a runner out at the plate. So what a night for the player of the game, Scott Van Slyke. 5 runs, 7 hits, no errors for the Dodgers. 3 runs, 9 hits, 1 error for the Marlins. The 11th time the Marlins have blown a lead, 11 of 18. So the Dodgers pick up a half a game, lead San Diego by 5. The Dodgers have now a record of 14-2 at home, and they have a 4-game winning streak on the line tomorrow night against former Dodger Dan Haren. What a night, what a finish. Hope you'll be out here with us tomorrow night. Till then, good night, everybody.